Actually, I want to hit on something you mentioned about the pay. What is this?
Ooh, child, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, does it vary per district?
It does. I mean,
Okay,
every
okay.
district. So I mean, it's there is no standard pay for teachers. Like there isn't a minimum. There's a state minimum for the most part.
Okay.
And then depending on how they split the money by the state, depending on, I guess if they like your district or whatever, your kids, you might get more money than this person or, this school. But there isn't like every teacher in America makes $100,000.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay, I see.
That's not it. There isn't because I mean, even in the state of Texas, some teachers make like 36.
Wow.
And I'm talking about we starting off at 36 for
That's
all
not-
that you do.
Yeah, that's not a lot at all.
But it's because, and I think it's because people don't value education to understand what goes behind the scenes of being a teacher. It's not just the 180 days you're in front of the students. That's the smallest part of the job. It's the grading the papers. It's the contacting the parents. It's the lesson planning. It's the, hey, okay, Tommy didn't get this. How do I make sure that Tommy gets this? Okay, Samika finishes in 5 minutes. What can I do to make sure that she's entertained in the classroom? To have something. It's thinking from the lowest to the highest in your class, and you're constantly thinking about that student who needs the support. You're constantly thinking about those in between. Then they put standardized testing on you. Your kids have to make certain scores. Yeah. And it's not even certain scores to keep your job. It's just certain scores to say that you did your job. But the hardest part about that is I can't control what them kids do on day of testing. I can teach I can swing on a chandelier and set myself on fire. And if these kids want to go in there that day and say, I don't feel like doing this test, they're going to bomb it.
Yeah. And some people are just bad test takers too.
Right.
You can make A's in homework and
they do.
And all your other, in the schoolwork and everything. And then when it comes to
the test, you just forget. And I think like it's the everything else that's not included. Like teaching is not a standard 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And even in the summer, you're going to training. They pay for you to go to the training, but you're not paid like an extra salary. Like your money is divided among the days that you work in your district. It just may be stretched over 12 months. It may be stretched over 10. But let's just say if you make $60,000, that's divided by, or 180 times your daily rate may give you 60, but you got to stretch that over the summer, over the holidays. You're not paid for those days. Like people assume, oh, that's part of y'all vacation package because y'all off. We not getting paid in the summer. Your paycheck is just stretched to where it pushes you throughout the summer and throughout those holidays. Those are not included in the days that you get paid. So when you think about the pay of teachers and you think about the common person that gets paid and they have a vacation package of 4 weeks a year, yeah, but you get paid for those days. We get 10 days. And that's if your district gives you 10, because the state gives 5, the districts can give how many ever. Some districts give 5, some districts give 2, some districts give 1 and none.
Wow.
So it's not like in most companies, even if you're in the same area, like if you're in tech, most companies start this in tech. This is where everybody starts. Yeah. It just depends on what district you go in. Some districts may pay more for this degree versus that degree, but it's not just, oh, okay, I got a degree. I got certifications. You might have 5 or 6 certifications, but you get paid for that. What they say, teachers with a bachelor's in this many years get paid. So it's not evaluated the same when it comes to pay versus where you get in other entities.
Wow. So I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. So that old saying that trash men make more than teachers, it's true.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They make good money. I mean, if I really felt like I could pick up trash, maybe I should reevaluate where I have come in life. But, and it's not even about like defaming anybody else's career or career path, because I feel like every career path is paid accordingly except for education. Because
I can agree with that.
The thing about education, I think, is that people assume anyone can be a teacher. It's not that hard to be a teacher. All you doing is teaching math. It ain't that hard to get up there and tell people what to do.
And just studying alone is nerve-wracking, in my opinion.
It's more so like the devalue of what education really is, because especially with people thinking, oh, I can teach myself. You got all these programs where it's like, oh, I'm asynchronous, which is good to a certain extent. But you're going to always need somebody to explain a concept you don't understand. Yeah. And even if you think you get a concept, it's like a video can't take the place of a teacher that cares. So you don't, we don't get paid for caring. We don't get paid for staying to 6 o'clock and calling 7 parents because we was like, hey, your child bombed this and I really want them to come tomorrow at 7 in the morning. So I'm going to come, even though school starts at 8, I'm going to be here at 7 so we can go over this concept so they can be ready. Yeah. Like that part is not counted into your salary. That part is not counted into what it takes to be an educator of today. No matter what, from college educator to the, K-12, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just not taken into consideration what teachers have to do to make sure that there's an understanding. You can't automate understanding. Wow. You can't automate caring. You can't automate someone saying, I see where you're struggling, and this is not a one option. I see you're struggling here, and let me stop you before you get too far off the list. Yeah. And that's pretty much where it comes down to how you feel like you don't have to pay as much, because it's like, oh, it's just a teacher. It is just a teacher, but it's also a human. It's a person who has a life outside of that most people give up to become a teacher, because there was plenty of years that I was like, I'm done with this education. I was on interview after interview, like, somebody gonna hire me outside of education. Yeah. But then it also comes back to, what about the kids? Who gonna make sure this kid get through this grade level this year? So it comes back to the future of what you're trying to, I guess, your impact, like you said earlier.
Yeah. Wow, that's heavy. Wow.